Welcome back to Press Review. Let's start by taking a look at today's front pages in the Middle East. Starting from Israel, the Jerusalem Post leads its front page reporting that the Israel Navy intercepted a ship that Iran was using to smuggle dozens of long-range rockets to Gaza. It also reports that Russia rebuffed Western demands to withdraw forces in Ukraine's Crimea region to their bases amid a day of high-stakes diplomacy in Paris aimed at easing tensions over Ukraine. From the UAE, the Khaleej Times leads its front page reporting that the UAE, Saudi Arabia and Bahrain have accused Qatar of interfering in their internal affairs and pulled out their ambassadors from the Qatari capital Doha. It also reports that the UAE will be introducing a new law whereby all 28 countries in the EU will be allowed to enter the UAE without having to previously apply for a visa. From Saudi Arabia, the Arab News leads its front page reporting on Saudi Arabia, UAE and Bahrain recalling their ambassadors from Qatar because the country that has threatened the stability and security of the region. The paper also reports that YouTube is organizing an exclusive YouTube Day in Saudi Arabia, the first roadshow of its kind in the kingdom aimed at creating a viable business model for youth to become business and idea leaders. Iran's Tehran Times leads its front page today reporting that Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has welcomed the interim nuclear agreement between Iran and the major powers, saying that Tokyo is ready to cooperate with Iran in peaceful nuclear activities. It also reports that experts from Iran and the world powers have begun talks in Vienna to prepare for the next round political level talks over Tehran's nuclear program set for March the 17th. From Beirut, Lebanon's Daily Star reports that Crimea's parliament has voted to join Russia and its Moscow-backed government has set a referendum with 10 days on the decision in a dramatic escalation of the crisis over the Ukrainian Black Sea Peninsula. It also reports that Tunisia's president has lifted a state of emergency, which had been enforced since 2011. And now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines from UK papers. The Guardian leads its Middle East section reporting that Niger has extradited Muammar Gaddafi's son Saadi to Libya, where he has been placed in a Tripoli prison. Libya wants to try him for allegedly misappropriating property by force and for alleged armed intimidation when he headed the Libyan Football Federation. The Daily Telegraph leads its Middle East section following the withdrawal of Saudi Arabia's, UAE and Bahrain's ambassadors from Qatar. The paper describes it as a long simmering row between Qatar and other Gulf states over its links with the Muslim Brotherhood and the role of its television station, Al Jazeera, which has exploded into the open with an angry shouting match. The Independent leads with Iran reporting that an Iranian court has ruled that a man who hurled acid in a young girl's face should be sentenced to have a similar punishment applied to him. It says the man would have had his eyes cut out, as well as his nose and right ear, after the girl was blinded and lost her right ear. Let's take a look now at the top stories in international papers. The Times of India reports that an Egyptian court has suspended the murder trial of Mohammed Morsi after his lawyers requested that 2 of the 3 judges presiding over the murder trial be replaced, alleging one of them spoke about the case in a media interview. The Los Angeles Times also reports on Egypt, saying that prosecutors in Egypt have displaced seized items such as cameras, cables and microphones as evidence in the trial of 20 journalists on terrorism-related charges. The paper says prosecutors have described the seized items as evidence of the journalists' support for the Muslim Brotherhood without explaining how possessing equipment commonly used for news gathering linked Al Jazeera's team to the Muslim Brotherhood. And finally, China's Global Times leads its Middle East section reporting on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, saying that while negotiating a deal with the world powers on its nuclear program, Iran is supplying militant groups with lethal weapons to harm innocent civilians after Israeli commandos intercepted an Iranian ship in the Red Sea that carried missiles bound for the Gaza Strip. And for more updates, please visit us on Levant.tv. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us again tomorrow, and bye for now.